Greetings, I'm Mike Middleman, and today I want to welcome you to the webinar where you'll learn the 5 pillars to getting you the right job, making 150,000 plus with a strategic plan, 1 to 3 months faster than doing it on your own. Now, before we get into the webinar, I want to tell you a little bit about who this is for and who it's not for. Now, when you look at your job search progress, it splits into 8 different levels. See if you can spot yourself. Level 1. You're just starting to think about your job search. Level 2, you've done some preliminary research, looked at some job descriptions, but have no real plan. Level 3, you have an idea of your strategic plan, but don't really know where to start since this job search process can be kind of daunting. Level 4, you have a resume and LinkedIn profile which do not capture what makes you special, better than the next candidate. Level 5, you've applied online but have been ghosted, or maybe have a few interviews but they really haven't gone anywhere. Level 6, you're landing regular interviews and progressing into second and third interview rounds. Level 7, you have multiple final interview rounds. And level 8, you're awaiting final offers. Now, I can tell you right now, if you're listening to this webinar and you're at levels 6, 7, or 8, this is not for you. This webinar is for professionals between levels 1 and 5. So for all those mid to senior level professionals who are committed to finding the right job, making 150,000 plus with a strategic plan, 1 to 3 months faster than they can on their own, here's what you're going to discover today. I'm going to show you the exact formula to finding the position you deserve and the employers that will pay you for your value. Pillar number 1, I'm going to show you the importance of thinking strategically about your career so you don't waste your time. Number 2, I'll let you know how to construct a resume which grabs the reader's attention in 12 to 15 seconds. It has organized content and will beg the reader to call you for an interview. Pillar 3, I will demonstrate a LinkedIn profile that gets you found by recruiters and has a great balance of keywords and content. Pillar 4, I will help you access the hidden job market through networking to avoid or minimize applying online and the headaches you get from that process. Pillar 5, I will show you how to connect with an interviewer to satisfy your agenda and demonstrate you are the best candidate. So by the end of this webinar, you will be able to understand the 5 pieces of the strategic customized plan and how they fit together. Before we dive in, however, I need to lay out a couple of ground rules. Number 1, please put your cell phone away. Number 2, really try to be present because what I'm teaching you has worked for thousands of clients. So I want to ask you a couple of questions here before we get started. Does this sound like you're not really sure how to start the process to find the right job? You're angry from applying online and being ghosted. Are these frustrations of yours? Do you see colleagues who are half as smart as you with fewer credentials landing those 150,000 plus jobs? Do you wonder why someone gets a job quickly while it takes others months or even years? Finally, does the question, "Tell me about yourself," keep you up at night? I find the problem with most people is that they don't follow a strategic customized plan to achieve their goals, a plan that builds their confidence to such a level that they can't fail. So you might be wondering who this guy is talking to me for the last few minutes. Well, my name is Mike Middleman. I went to Wharton undergraduate at the University of Pennsylvania, and I went to Columbia Business School. I started my career on Wall Street as an investment banker at Merrill Lynch. After 7 years, I felt stagnated, so I switched to Credit Suisse with half the commute and more money. Then the recession of 2000 came and took my job and confidence along with it. Well, I did some soul searching, research, and networked like crazy. I transitioned to Tesla in the structured finance division. My final pivot came when I became a career coach, helping people with problems that I understand and have solved myself. Today, I've built a successful career coaching business by helping mid to senior level executives find the right job making 150,000 plus with a real strategic customized plan. I love reading or receiving testimonials from my clients from Google, Goldman, Estee Lauder, hundreds of companies thanking me for helping them get to their goals. Here's one example. "Dear Mike, thanks for all your help. It is you who have helped me make my dreams come true." I couldn't believe it when I read this. "Oh, by the way, I was really cute when I was born. And I've run a couple marathons and I really enjoy art." So Here's what we're going to do for the next 15 minutes. I'm going to run you through these 5 pillars that help you find that right job with a customized plan, a plan that delivers the results that you want. So grab a pen and paper or your cell phone because we're going to go through some pretty powerful concepts. Now, as you probably know, there are 2 types of people in the world. The first type get great jobs really quickly and don't sweat the process. The second type, they take much longer, they get frustrated and angry. How is it possible if both types are equally qualified? The problem is the second type are stuck in their head. Now here's why that is. When you're stuck in your head, you don't realize that your resume is probably too long or too short. You network like crazy, but you don't deliver the right message. And you don't realize that you're not putting all the different pieces together in a plan. When you follow a strategic career plan, you have the direction for your journey, you know what you should be doing each week, and build confidence along the way. You'll have a clearer career direction within 1 to 2 weeks with confirmation from a third-party professional that you're headed in the right direction. 2 weeks later, you will see your finished resume that captures your reader's attention in 12 to 15 seconds and passes every applicant tracking system, ATS, and the HR bots out there. Your LinkedIn profile will balance great keywords and content. You'll have your elevator speech down. Within 3 to 4 weeks in total, you're going to be ready to hit the market. I want to introduce you to my client, John. He was recently laid off from his IT job, making a base of $200,000 plus. He was depressed. He fought all the time with his wife and 2 kids. He updated his resume and LinkedIn profile by himself, but he was still stuck. He expressed heartburn that after 100 online resume submissions, only 10 companies even acknowledged his submissions, and he had 2 HR phone interviews that went nowhere. He reached out to his entire network, very little support. We had 1 session and put together a strategic customized plan complete with a timeline of mutual responsibilities. We discussed his unique combination of skills and accomplishments that would be valued by employers today, not yesterday. We then identified 3 major career areas: pure tech, corporate America, and finance. That really helped take the weight off his shoulders, and he now had direction. We discussed job search techniques that minimized online applications in favor of utilizing his existing network and yet-to-be-built network. We discussed how he can take control of the interview process to satisfy his agenda. He had 3 offers within 3 months. Do you feel your resume doesn't really capture you? Do you feel important content is missing, or you just have too much jammed into 5 pages? Are you just not comfortable to help you land that job? Well, first, a resume reader has 12 to 15 seconds to digest your resume and understand your story. However, your resume is probably filled with either way too much information or way too little. Either way, you won't capture the reader's attention and probably won't get through ATS and the bots. Try putting a tagline of 5 to 10 words at the top of your resume, below your name and basic information, words that will allow you to control your narrative. Then construct 3 bullet points right below the tagline that demonstrate your unique accomplishments for the job you want. Anyone can read a short tagline and 3 bullet points in 12 to 15 seconds and understand exactly what your value proposition is. When I met Robert, this is what his resume looked like. If you notice, you'll see 10 bullet points under his first job. The problem hiring managers tell me is that they only look at the first 3 bullets and skip the rest. The problem is, if Robert could not express himself in a more organized form on his resume, what would it be like to work with him or for him? Inability to produce summary reports? Talks too much in meetings? Well, he sent me 6 job descriptions for target positions he was interested in. We talked through similarities and differences amongst them all. We noticed that there were many key similarities in all 6. We then identified 4 commonalities or skill buckets: technology innovation, stakeholder management, IT and business strategy, and sales enablement. We wanted to create a strong relationship between his resume and his job descriptions. We discussed how to tell his story using these 4 main skill buckets. We came up with new bullets and improved those that he had. We discussed emphasizing content of those jobs over the content of his resume over the past 7 to 10 years, We turn multiple drafts, and then we finished a clean and neat resume, which you can see here. Okay, so I want to ask you, if you're focusing on part of the job search, but not the whole plan, don't you think people are going to realize that? Someone who can help you get outside of your head will help you think differently, document yourself differently, and point you in a direction much quicker and with much less frustration. Do you feel that you never really spent time to update your LinkedIn profile, or you did but the words still don't really capture you? Are you not getting contacted by the right recruiters at least 3 times per week? The problem may be nobody ever told you how LinkedIn search engine optimization, or SEO, works. Do you know that when a recruiter does a search for candidates, they are only able to look for keywords in 4 sections of your LinkedIn profile? Do you also know that 75% of professionals lack another basic LinkedIn section? They will penalize them 5 to 10 times in LinkedIn SEO? Well, one keyword search area is your skills and endorsement section. If you don't have the maximum 50 multi-word skills that LinkedIn recognizes, you're hurting yourself. Here's some advice. Find 6 job descriptions of positions that you're interested in. Copy the text into wordclouds.com, and you will see a count of how many times each word is used. Then take the top 20 words from wordcount.com and ensure they appear multiple times in your skills and endorsement section, as I've shown here. Well, maybe your network really isn't that large. After all, you spent your career working, not networking for a job. You may have heard that networking is the best way to access the hidden job market, but you might feel stuck. By increasing your first connections on LinkedIn with the right professionals and having the right conversations with them with follow-up, you can create an army of professionals assisting you for free. My client Brad increased his network from 2,000 to 5,000 connections, massive new army, and had a job within 2 months. When I lost my job at Credit Suisse, I tried to go it alone. I updated my resume and put in some new skills in my LinkedIn profile. I had nothing to show for it. My brother, who works in marketing, took me aside and showed me 2 simple facts that changed everything. He told me that, number 1, since I was stuck in my own head, it made it really hard for me to see the world from a hiring manager's point of view. And number 2, I didn't have a strategic, customized plan. Well, he was right. I was marketing me to me, not me to hiring managers. Once he taught me how to get out of my own way, the job search was so much easier. Because what do mentors do? They have the experience because they've done what you want to do. They'll help you make mistakes because they've made them themselves. And they require accountability. They create a mutual relationship with you where there are mutual deliverables. At the end, you're going to get a job a lot faster, and you're going to arrive with much less frustration. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we covered in today's webinar. I showed you the importance of a strategic, customized plan to get the right job making $150,000 plus, 1 to 3 months faster than you can on your own. I discussed the importance of figuring out your strategic direction. I demonstrated how your resume must capture the reader's attention in 12 to 15 seconds and have a great organized content. I spoke of how important a LinkedIn profile is for balancing keyword search and fantastic content. I discussed the power of networking to reach the hidden job market, and I touched upon how to take control of an interview and create the impression you want. So it's time for you to make a choice. You can go it alone with a lot of frustrations and Tylenol, or we can work together to put together a strategic plan for you. Now, you may be wondering how much I charge for an initial consultation. Absolutely nothing. The reason is I've been a career coach for many years now, and I've seen how my helping people has made a real difference in their lives and the lives of their families. On the consultation, we'll discuss whether it's a good fit for both of us going forward. But if not, that's fine. I still want you to get some great value. Click the button below for a complimentary call. I only work with 50 clients per year. If you want to go it alone, great. I'll still send you my 5 best resume and LinkedIn tips. I'll make sure you get that as my gift to you. So there should be a button which appears on your screen. All you need to do is click it. Book in your spot, and we'll be speaking soon. I look forward to discussing a strategic, customized plan with you. Thanks for allowing me to share my thoughts and experiences. Take care. I'll speak soon.